Is the Hatch sound machine demonic? That's the question I'm going to, well, I'm not going to answer the question. I'm going to explore the question on Pastor Trey Responds. I haven't really done response videos, and so this is kind of the first one. I'm going to try something a little different. But anyhow, yeah. So if you've been on Christian, like any kind of Christian parenting groups, what have you, you have probably seen the uproar about the Hatch sound machine and claims that it is possibly demonic. And so we're gonna look into that. So first of all, what is Hatch sound machine? Well, it is basically, I don't have one, so I don't have firsthand experience with this product. Say that to begin with, throw that out there. But apparently what it is it's a sound machine of like, it plays like white noise, whatnot. And it's kind of geared, originally it was geared like towards kids, toddlers, what help you sleep. I think I have, let's go over here to this. So yeah, this is kind of what the, what it is, a little sound machine. Where's my dooflotchy? Where's my mouse? All right. So, you got markets towards little kids, see the little kids anyhow, but, I guess it has like soft light that it does. And, how much do these things even cost? Oh my, they are $70 for this thing. Is that with or without the demons? $70. Nah, I'll put a box fan in your room. All right. So $70 for a sleep machine, a sound machine that may or may not be demon possessed. All right. So that was, anyhow, I don't know why I'm surprised at prices anymore, because everything is so high. Sound machine, a lot of people, very popular apparently. Like, I'd never heard of it until like they started becoming demon possessed or whatever. Never heard of it, but now I've heard of them. Apparently very popular. A lot of people have them. I guess they work pretty good about putting kids to sleep. So, but now, like, okay, why are we thinking that they might be demon possessed? Well, it kind of started off like this. Hatch has started marketing towards an adult version of the sound machine to help adults sleep. And in their adult ad campaign, they started doing some Halloween ads. And the first Halloween ad has a young lady in laying in her bed, and like she has tarot cards, and so, all right, tarot cards or tarot cards, whatever you call them. And then she talks about kind of the dark arts, like it's the time of year we start practicing the dark arts. I was like, no, we don't. And then she has like the Hatch, the adult version of the Hatch sound machine, and she got like candles lit all around it, and it's looking like she's got like on like an altar to do a seance to. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. And then she ends the commercial by saying, and there's crystals and stuff around it as well. And she ends the commercial by saying, "Hallelujah." So it does kind of carry this undertone of like mocking Christianity, especially with the Hallelujah. It carries an undertone of definitely kind of being geared towards like human spiritualist, kind of people who practice Wicca, what have you. And so that's one of the things that is concerning. But what really got people up in an uproar is their next Halloween ad. And their next Halloween ad was basically like a trailer to a horror movie, like in the genre of a trailer of a horror movie. And like it starts off like this couple like moving into a house, and the young lady in the couple begins what you would call death scrolling, like laying in bed and death scrolling instead of like going to sleep. She's on her phone and she's scrolling. And so then kind of the spoof of the horror movie comes out of like how the death scrolling is like haunting her where she can't sleep. And it's pretty gruesome. I mean, it could legitimately be it's made to look like a trailer for a legitimate horror movie. And so there's stuff in it that is like, it's disturbing. And it's like, yeah, that looks like in the genre of a horror movie. And so that really got people, that really got a lot of people like, hey, no, this is not, this is demonic. Right. So then after that, and it kind of like sparked this whole thing about, hey, this Hatch sound machine may be demonic. Then people start talking about, oh yeah, I've heard voices in mine. I had that thing playing and I've heard voices coming over the baby monitor. Or I've just, my Hatch sound machine will turn itself on or turn itself off or like change frequencies or something. It's like it has a mind of its own. Now people are like kind of coming out of the woodwork saying that their Hatch machines will do that. And then you have the response from Hatch, which I'm going to get like the response from Hatch kind of later in the video. So is the Hatch machine, first question. Well, I guess the first question was, what is it? Second question is kind of what's going on. Third question. So now we're on the third question. Is the Hatch machine actually demonic? Is it demon possessed? So before I answer this, let me preface kind of where I come from, my background a little bit. And I grew up as a Christian in the 90s. I was a teenager in the 90s. That's probably why I still think things should be priced like they were in the 90s. But anyhow, grew up as a Christian in the 90s. And kind of one of the things that was going on then was like basically everything was of the devil, like everything. And I grew up in the South, right? And like to the point, and I'm not talking about just like, oh, this is like idolatry. It's popular. Like everything that was popular was Satan. And not like, oh, it's idolatry. It's literally like that's Satan worship. Everything that was popular. And I remember like one in particular, and what would happen is you would have these evangelists that would come to your town and like the second day of the evangelist week, the revival meeting, whatever was the most popular thing in pop culture, they were going to explain to you how that was satanic. And it was, so anyhow, I remember one in particular, kind of the first time I was experienced to this, and I was a younger Christian, and it wasn't my church, it was another church in town, but it was the Macarena. Like I went to this evangelist, this revival, and this evangelist, it was a Monday, and so he did the first message, and it was good. And then at the end of it, he says, come back tomorrow whenever I expose the Macarena dance and its satanic ties. Thousands of young people are doing this dance that is inviting demonic possession upon them. Come back. And I'm like, oh, bro, nah, man, that song came on the radio today and I started, so catchy. I started doing the dance and my demon, anyhow. So, but year after year, and like everything that was popular was Satan. And so I kind of got like, I'm gonna front, I kind of got desensitized to that, to the point where like even recently, whenever people were like, hey, Beyonce and Harry Styles and Lil Nas X, they're putting stuff in their videos that's satanic, that I was like, I mean, are they? And then you're like, oh, he painted himself red and put devil horns on. Oh, he's dancing in the lap of a guy dressed like Satan. That's, yeah. So I will front this by saying I'm a I'm a little desensitized to the whole everything satanic from my background. So, is the Hatch sound machine satanic? So can demonic forces get inside of a electronic device? I don't see why they couldn't. I mean, obviously it's not clear in the Bible. They can get in pigs. They can get in people. They have certain powers over things that aren't, they can affect certain things. I mean, I don't see why they couldn't. But so can demonic forces be in any of your electronics? I don't see why they could. I'm not trying to freak you out. Are certain things more predisposed for demonic interference? I definitely would say, yeah. I mean, if we're saying that a Ouija board is like predisposed to demonic influence, I could definitely say that there are probably certain things that are predisposed to demonic influence. So is it out of the question? Absolutely not. I mean, those of you that know me know that I joke around about stuff, and really demonic not to be joked around with, but some of saying the Macarena is a seance dance is kind of funny. You know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of funny. But if these things are actually like legitimately demonic, and you've got it sitting there like 3 foot from your kids, and yeah, that's kind of a scary thought. That's a really scary thought, actually. So is it demonic? I mean, it could be. I don't have any personal experience with the things. So for you, if you've had personal experience with it, and like people are just saying like, hey, the thing gives me the heebie-jeebies in general, well, get rid of it. I mean, if it's giving you heebie-jeebies, if you don't feel right about it, get rid of it. If there are other things that are going on, like if you see these commercials and it doesn't sit well with you as a parent, that's your prerogative to get rid of the thing, and nobody needs to judge you about it. And if you don't think there's anything wrong with the Hatch, don't judge another Christian because they're like, yeah, all right. And then also, if you have one and it's like you're hearing voices coming out the thing, or it's turning inside, yeah, no, get rid of it, burn it with fire. Yeah, no. Anyhow, yeah, that kind of stuff gives me the heebie-jeebies. Anyhow, all right. Is it demonic? It very well could be. And if it don't sit well with you, get it out your house. That's what I'm going to say. Also, if you have one and it's like, I've never heard any demonic voices in the thing. I've never heard any anything like that. And I see the stuff that the Hatch is doing, and and like I look at the commercials, and the commercial that bothered most people the most was the one that was the parody of the horror movie trailer. That one didn't bother me quite as much because I saw, okay, you're spoofing a movie theater. I mean, the horror genre in general is disturbing, and you're spoofing that, and so it is disturbing. But I see that more as like a marketing ploy to spoof this thing for Halloween. That didn't bother me as much as the other commercial where there's tarot cards, there's crystals, there's she's got this set up like a altar to us for a seance. It's clearly being marketed towards human spiritualists, Wiccans, and what have you. And so for me, that's the one that I'm like, well, I mean, if that's who you're marketing to, then I get you're probably not marketing towards someone like me. You know what I mean? But if you're kind of a person like the ads don't bother you, those things, don't bother you, and you're okay with it, and you don't, probably not. But a couple of things that I do want us to keep in mind about this, and then some other things that have been brought up. So another thing that's been brought up is that on their website, they say that the sounds, they create the sounds using zodiac sounds. Now, what a zodiac sound is, I have no clue. This sounds, honestly, zodiac sounds kind of like snake oil. You know what I mean? It kind of sounds like one of those things that they just made up, because I do feel like they market more towards like the human spiritualists, the Wiccans, the naturalist kind of folks. And what's a zodiac sound? I don't know. But it sounds like it's just like kind of snake oil to market to a god. I mean, and there might be something to it. I don't know. But again, as a, you know, we don't fool with zodiac stuff. We don't fool with tarot cards. We don't fool with crystals. And that's kind of the stuff that they're like, hey, yeah, no, we're cool with that. And that's, to me, you know, there are, and I respect the opinion of Christians who say, no, they are dealing with this, and there's a hard line that God says, don't deal with it, and we don't deal with it. I'm not to that point. I feel like it's a marketing thing, but I feel like it's more marketing towards human spiritualists, and I'm not. And so you're not marketing the thing to me, then it's kind of, in fact, you're kind of alienating the Christian community by marketing to that community. And that's your prerogative as a company. You can do that. And it's my prerogative as a consumer to go, I don't want to buy it, you know, especially $70. So that's more of where I land with it. Now, the thing that bothers me more than anything is Hatch's clapback and kind of how they responded to the whole thing. And I'm going to get that pulled up. That said, hey, it's come to our attention, addressing hashtag demon talk. We realized we failed you. So again, immediately taking this mocking tone, right? It's come to our attention that our recent Halloween ad may have unnerved some people. To be clear, we did not mean to imply that our devices are literally possessed by dark forces. We simply are trying to show how our phones haunt our souls, steal our sleep, and flood our eyes with unholy blue light. Totally different thing. Hope it clears it up. In the meantime, we'll be addressing, here's what we'll be doing to address the issue immediately. It's come to our attention that we have made it onto Demon Talk. Comment response me, repossess me for your chance at a limited edition repossessed Hatch restore. So their response is to mock, kind of mock Christians, mock the ones who have the issue. And I don't know, that just to me, again, this is just more reason for me as a consumer. Like, hey, we have a First Amendment right, free speech. You can, that's how you want to respond, that is your right to respond that way. It is my right as a consumer to go, you know what, not going to buy your product. Because that's the culture that we live in. Yeah, and honestly, if you're fine with all this, you know, more power to you. If you start hearing voices coming out of the machine, I would encourage you to get rid of it. All right. But hey, if you're okay with this, then you know what? Hey, then more power to you. For me, where I stand on it, I'm not buying a noise machine for $70. That thing's going to have to be able to do something else other than that for that much money. But even if I were in the market, I wouldn't be this is not a company I'm going to deal with, right? It's not a company I'm going to do business with. And again, if you kind of lean more into the you know, looking at it from a much more spiritual, and I'm not trying to minimize spiritual warfare by any means. All right. And the possibility of these things being demonically possessed is I feel like it could definitely be a real thing, and we need to be careful about that. I just don't know if it is. I'm not, and I'm not going to sit here and say from what I've seen that there's enough to say that every hatch machine is demonic. But if you start feeling like it might be, then yeah, burn it with fire. Get rid of the thing. But again, me, I probably wouldn't do business, or I'm not doing business with the company. This falls on each Christian family. How are you going to respond to it? But I guess the biggest thing is I'll made the video to kind of put out as much information as I can, and then hey, let's use godly wisdom and make choices for our family. Hope this. Not trying to make light of the situation, but it's just kind of how I talk about things. Hope this has been edifying to you. Like, subscribe. Also, the main content of my channel is Bible studies. So if you want a really solid Bible study, like, subscribe, do all the things. All right. Talk with y'all later. Bye. Bye, everybody.